Welcome back to the Ocean View. I'm your host, Jonny Ocean. Happy New Year. It's 2026, and we're kicking it off with a great guy. His name is Todd Shea. He's a realtor and a volleyball dad. He was the president of the Santa Barbara Association of Realtors in 2023, and honestly, just a really awesome, humble, genuine guy. We talk about how the fires affect insurance pricing, how more common sense is needed in the local bureaucracy when it comes to construction. Talk about how the volleyball team and passion projects he has done have increased his sales. Let's go talk to him. All right, welcome back to the Ocean View. Todd, thanks so much for being our third guest.
Awesome, love to be here.
Yeah, this is really great. And we had met, I think, around a year ago where Cyprian had done a cool little FPV kind of tasty reel for you.
Yeah, that was the first time I had seen the high-speed drone in action. And to see that thing fly through the houses and get all the angles and then just zoom off into into the world is pretty cool. So it's great video. Cool. I loved it. Got a ton of good exposure for me. And it's funny because I like to do reels and things like that. You put something out there with like that kind of professionalism and like new technology, you got a ton of really good results. So
is that right?
I appreciate it. It was a good one.
That's the funny part about doing those shows. We rarely get to really hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
After, you guys do it, but then how was it? What did you get from it?
You get to experience it because people are messaging you directly.
Exactly.
So
that was cool. It was one of my most liked things. I got a ton of good publicity for it.
Cheers.
And ultimately sold the house. So
hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
Nice
and
work.
Let's we're sitting in a house and we'll throw some B-reel in on the teaser intro. But why don't you tell people where we are now and this property, because that's what you do.
This is a neat one. So we're at 2800 Palomino Ridge Ln. It's located kind of in the backside of Santa Barbara, and sold the neighbor's house and met this gentleman at an open house doing my thing. And really great guy, and he's moving to Michigan. So now he's selling this property. It's on a little bit over 1 acre. Really cool, brand new build in 2013 from a fire rebuild. We have a lot of fire rebuilds here in Santa Barbara. And so you get a newer home, and it's a really neat property because you have this kind of main level as you walk in, but then downstairs you have a full kitchen, living room, bedroom. So it kind of lives almost like a duplex.
Oh, perfect.
So if you wanted to have it like that, you can do it, or you can convert the downstairs into kind of get rid of the kitchen, make it another bedroom. Now you have like a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house. So it's got a ton of options. Really awesome. If you're a wood builder, maybe you can do that drone fly through the wood shop down below.
It is a wood shop?
Really cool wood shop down below.
That's crazy.
So we don't have basements here. But you kind of get a basement feel with that. So it's a neat property.
So what do you mean you don't have basements here?
Yeah, so I lived back east in Virginia for 8 years. And everywhere back there, you got these great houses. And then underneath, you have like basically a whole nother third level that no one can see. And people make man caves out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Bars. Golf sims, bars.
Yep. Pool table, halls.
All kinds of stuff, yeah. And so they're amazing. And so we just don't have those here in California because we don't have the tornadoes and I guess hurricanes and things like they have back there. And the need for basements. So they just don't build them here, but you kind of get a basement in this property, which is really neat.
No, that is really beautiful. Yeah, cool. And you mentioned a couple of things which are kind of endemic to this area, which is the fires. And the last property we shot for you too, one of the features of that property was that it was sort of like fireproof or whatever.
Yeah.
But maybe talk to people, let them know what the situation is like with insurance and like what do people have to deal with when they're moving into this area?
Yeah, it's tough right now. I mean, you're going from maybe out a regular home that didn't have high fire insurance, and you're paying a couple $1,000s a month, and then you see these beautiful homes here, and they're in the hillsides or with great views, and usually out with some acreage.
Yeah.
But what comes along with that is high fire, and so everyone here is on the California Fair Plan, and the cost of California Fair Plan, unfortunately, is up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times what it would be for a normal insurance carrier.
Wow.
So you can have insurance, but you're paying a lot for it. And unfortunately, the cap for that also is $3 million. So any home that's over $3 million, a lot of people are self-insuring or finding other ways to do it. And it just makes it really challenging, but it's what it is. I think a lot of people have kind of come to terms with that now. But the problem with it is that now it's creeping down, not from these, hillside and kind of 1 acre properties like we're on today.
Right.
But now it's into getting into Santa Barbara City and condos now and like
Really?
other places
Into the inner city.
Yeah, and
Wow.
so that's continuing to be a problem and continuing.
Is that helping to jack up prices in general too, or is it just
no,
more of an insurance cost issue?
just cost issue right now,
Yep.
but it adds to the already challenging times that people are trying to buy their first home, buy their first condo,
Yeah.
and now you have this massive insurance bill on top of it. So it just makes it tough.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and people are kind of figuring it out these days and understand that that's what the costs are.
Sure.
But it's another roadblock, another hurdle in homeownership.
Well, yeah, and that's what I don't think people understand that realtors like yourself do is handle 1,000 different little hurdles like that.
Absolutely.
What are some other, maybe, I mean, that's something that you probably have to specialize in a sense because you sell these homes and these properties, but what are some other hurdles that maybe people don't know that you realtors have to actually deal with?
For sure. I mean, great question. The cool thing is we have a lot of good partnerships. I mean, in town, there's some really amazing insurance companies that can help out with that. But yeah, just, things like I do a lot of land sales as well. So, we'll go explore this vacant piece of property and it's really fun to see. And buyers get excited about it. It's like, wow, this is, I can build my dream home here.
Right.
Unfortunately, the past 4 out of 5 land sales that I've done, they never ended up building because it costs too much to build.
Oh, dang.
It takes too much time with the city or the county to get things done. And, these lengthy periods of time, people just lose faith and lose that dream that they had. Because, when you're on the property with somebody, they're so pumped. They're so excited. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And just, it's a bummer to see. And I love to make a sale and sell the property again. But man, I would much rather them build that home and live there and
so it's that red tape. It's that extra effort they have to go through.
Yeah, unfortunately, the county of Santa Barbara and the city of Santa Barbara has a lot of that, and super challenging. We've got great architects in town that are continuing to work not only with the city and county in partnership with Santa Barbara Association of Realtors, to kind of make those better. But it's a hard process, and it's still continuing to be really challenging. So. We just want to make sure that our buyers and sellers understand that when they're getting into a home and just have realistic expectations.
Sure.
And it can be done
because you're trying to sell the dream, but the dream has a lot of red tape sometimes.
And I think being honest and open and being upfront about everything is the best policy. And they just need to know that I'm not trying to kill the dream, but hey, this is what it is. It's going to take money. It's going to take time.
Exactly.
And some, a couple of them have built it, and it's awesome to go back and see those finished products.
Right.
So super cool, and it does happen. But a lot of people have ended up reselling the land with me, and not done anything. So tough.
So it's managing expectations, basically.
Exactly.
Educating people, people trying to. How about the person who owned this home, they moved back to Michigan.
Yeah.
So that demographic. I think one thing I haven't asked anyone before is what is the current trend in the market? Are we seeing a lot of snowbirds coming from Minnesota, where I'm from? My mom just said it was 0 degrees, and she's chipping ice off her car.
Yeah.
So
and right now, it's I think 75 or something like that today in the middle of December, which we're making this video in.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So Santa Barbara's got a lot of, it has a lot of traction, and that's one of the ones with the weather. So we have a lot of people from areas where it's either hotter all the time, Texas or kind of Midwest, or back east where you get humidity and things like that. And they want to come out here. And, a lot of people have second homes. So most of the people that I work with are from out of town. They're looking to buy here in Santa Barbara and probably keep their home where they are. Mm-hmm. And so one of our jobs is to go and do a bunch of video walkthroughs, kind of be their eyes and ears here in Santa Barbara, and help them out to understand what's happening in the market. What does that house actually look like? What does the neighborhood around it feel? So we do a lot. I mean, we don't do video like you guys do video, but I'm out there with my iPhone most of the time. Helping these out-of-town clients get a feel for it. And then they'll fly in if it's something that they really love. But that's kind of, day-to-day business with us, agents here in Santa Barbara is being that resource for somebody locally, because so many people buy from out of town here. So
exactly. So you're the kind of the eyes and the ears for these buyers.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And so you're taking iPhone videos, and people don't appreciate that basic media work that you have to do as a realtor. You're basically your own media team.
Yeah, because the media that you guys shoot is incredible. It gives people like the dream. Yeah. And it really captures exquisitely like the properties, especially here in Santa Barbara. We have some amazing properties. Yeah. And the agents here do an awesome job with like their video reel and working with you guys, right? Yeah. But once a buyer is interested, they want to see like, okay, what do the nooks and crannies look like? Like what does the neighborhood look like? What does the behind the fence look like? Right? That you guys are shooting, right? So that's our level when we get into the details and the nitty gritty stuff. So.
Interesting. That's really cool. Is there anything else you would say about? Well, actually, let's switch to. You're currently at Berkshire.
Berkshire Hathaway just made a change recently.
You just made a shift. I think I saw you in the office like 6, 7, 8 months ago. We were in there saying hi to everybody. Yeah. What was that shift like from Zia Group, was it?
Yeah, I was on a team. Zia Group's a team in town, really great team. Yeah. And for me, it was, I had been with them for 5 years. Yeah. Started off with as a solo agent, and then it was recruited and joined the team. And yeah, it was just, a couple factors for me was I was looking at where the market was heading, and Zia Group is with EXP, and they're not a huge presence in town. So for me, it was just like, okay, hey, I want to be with a bigger player in town, and Berkshire has the most agents. It's the biggest kind of group, if you will, in town. And so that played a little bit into it and kind of seeing where the market was going. And I wanted to be around as many agents as I could for networking for my clients and be with kind of a big player. Right. And then the other thing was like, the just kind of some thoughts and ideas around some relationships that I've been building here in Santa Barbara, and agents that are kind of getting towards the end of their life of their business here. Sure. And me kind of in the middle or kind of beginning middle of mine. Yeah. And being able to help those agents to retirement and me still kind of taking over some of their business and helping them to
right, it's a natural progression.
Continue. Yeah, exactly. And so
handing the torch over.
So I had a couple agents there that I've been talking to, and they happen to be with Berkshire. So those connections for me was another reason to go there, so I can continue their business, but also helps me build mine by kind of folding their business into mine. So that was a big part of it. Beautiful. And then just kind of I was ready for a little bit of a change for me. Sure. I love all that they did, and they're a incredible team. I think they do such a great job with so many things, but just the right time.
And do you walk into the Berkshire office in Montecito or Santa Barbara, or can you just go anywhere?
You can go anywhere, which is really nice. They have an office in Goleta and Santa Barbara and multiple offices in Montecito. Right. For me, I chose Montecito just to place myself where I'd like to be, the agents that I want to be around, and just a good fit there. So, I'm excited.
No, that's exciting, mate. Yeah. But we have to bring up something, which is that you're a volleyball guy. Yep. Right?
Volleyball.
So was that UCSB you started?
I started at City College. I was at University of Arizona. Put my videotape out at the time because I'm almost 50 next year.
Whoa, dang. Yeah, right. Wow, you don't look it, mate.
Thanks, dude. It's it's Santa Barbara weather and good genes. But put a video out, and Santa Barbara's like, hey, not for us, but you should try City College. And I said, awesome. So I went up.
Sorry, you put your what video? So what video?
So I sent a video of me playing to a bunch of schools.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Okay, right.
And so I visited Santa Barbara City College, and the campus is like incredible, amazing space. And so I played there and really had a great time. That's what introduced me to Santa Barbara.
Where is the volleyball court by the college?
It's actually the one that they're actually fully demoing right now. So they just knocked the whole building down. Whoa. That's how old it is and how old I am. And they are rebuilding a brand new facility there, which is going to be really awesome for volleyball in the future. Yeah.
Are you coaching there? Are you volunteering?
So I don't coach there, but I coach for Santa Barbara Volleyball Club, which is a club team in town. Gotcha. It basically takes, it's kind of like an all-star team from all the different schools at the different age levels. Right. This year I have a 17s team, and we just finished our first tournament down in LA, did a great job, and the girls are, it's so fun to watch them play and get better, and just like the effort that they put out. And so I've been doing that for the last 8 years here being in Santa Barbara, but I've always coached. I coached back when I was at City College here, a couple teams, and then I coached in San Diego before that where I grew up. So volleyball's been a huge part of my life. It got me to where I am now. It ended up meeting my wife here in Santa Barbara, and
how the heck? Wait.
It's been a big part of my journey.
It's crazy. Yeah. So wait, how did you go from like? So volleyball is the reason why you're here,
right? Yeah.
But did it help out with any networking, or was it your main social thing? Was it
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it connected me to a lot of people here in town.
Yeah.
Again, it's different players from each high school kind of come in. So now I can visit a high school game, and there's probably 3 or 4 to 6 to 10 players that I've coached along the way. A lot of them are playing in college now, or beach volleyball in college.
Oh, great.
So it's just a really cool. They're awesome families. The volleyball community has some great families. I've sold a couple homes from it, which is not the reason, but it's a great byproduct of it.
Right.
Keeps me going and keeps me young. I think being around all the girls now, it's like, I got to stay up on all the trends because I've got 16 to 18-year-old girls that are, they're keeping me young. So it's cool.
So they're making you listen to all the songs.
I got the songs. I got the platforms. I'm on this, not on Snapchat, but I know it's just fun to see what they're doing, what they're into.
Sure.
I have a 17-year-old or 18-year-old daughter myself.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is she playing?
She doesn't play volleyball. She played for 1 year pre-COVID.
Okay.
And then COVID hit, and volleyball kind of shut down because it's just such a contact sport between balls and touching and all that stuff. And she never ended up going back. So I don't have any kids playing, unfortunately, but that's probably a better thing. I would have been too involved. And
Helicopter
I'd have been a dad.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Well, no. So I mean, the thing about people buying property in Santa Barbara is you're buying a lifestyle. It's just incontrovertibly true. 100%. I mean, I moved here about 1.5 years ago, and all of a sudden I'm a pickleball fanatic, and I'm there at 8 a.m. every morning. It just happened from there's the atmosphere, right?
I think a lot of people ask what I like about it, and I like about this where growing up in San Diego, it's kind of like the best of San Diego here. Yeah. And from the fact I know the coffee barista, right? Because it's a small town, right?
Right.
It's the small town feel. It's the small town things. I know the coffee barista. I know the bartender I go to. I know the people at the restaurants. You get to know people, downtown or in Goleta where I live, and now coaching volleyball, being a part of the Association of Realtors, being a realtor, all the things my wife is involved in, the kids are involved in. Your network is really cool here, and I think that combined with just great restaurants, awesome arts, the lifestyle, like you said, the beach community, the mountains. I mean, it's just a really incredible, unique place. So
the perfect weather.
It sells itself.
We had 1 week of torrential downpour rain, and I missed it. I was in Costa Rica. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to the rain, if you can imagine.
It looked incredible.
So. But so talk about the Santa Barbara Association of Realtors. It's a really hard acronym. SBAR. How does that work? How does that function? There's all these associations, brokerages. I think for the layman, I think for the common new house buyer, all this stuff is completely hieroglyphic stuff.
And it's true. It's kind of a behind the scenes thing. It's almost like a professional organization. So Santa Barbara Association of Realtors.
Sorry to interrupt. Todd was the president in 2023. Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's a great year.
Awesome.
Great year.
Yeah, best year.
Best year. Yeah, it was fun. I had a really good time doing it. It was a really cool privilege and honor to be a part of it. I think there have been maybe 100, and now my picture's up on the wall.
100 presidents?
Yeah, I mean, or something like that, something around that number. But just to be a part of that and be on the wall there is just really cool.
We're the first guys, or the first.
Well, they're all black and white. There's one whole wall that's black and white, and then it goes black and white, and then fades into color. But there's not that many color ones. So
do they have crazy mustaches?
Cool. I wanted mine in black and white to do a throwback.
You should, man. You should.
But no, it was cool. But that was a great opportunity. The association.
What do they do? What is it? What do they do? Sorry.
Yeah, basically their mission is to, obviously assist and help realtors to do the best that they can, to be on the cutting edge of all the new legislation and rules and paperwork and documents that they have, but also to protect and guard against homeownership here in Santa Barbara from government regulations and city regulations, county regulations. They fight a lot to protect homeownership and to allow people to continue to do smooth transactions and do real estate in in a positive way without being like all these guardrails being put on them from all this legislation. So it's a government thing. It's a education thing, right? It's advocacy in the community. They do a ton of give back and really help Santa Barbara to thrive. It's one of the biggest nonprofits in town, and they just do a lot of philanthropy, and it's just an awesome thing to be a part of. I mean, we have some really cool agents in town, and really great. They do really amazing things, and I think that the Association of Realtors is kind of like the hub for all of that. So
that's interesting. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're interviewing realtors in general is like I think they're an underappreciated class.
Yeah.
But everyone who's bought a house has a great, hopefully has a great realtor, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are. I mean, there's a ton of great ones in town here, and
they all do. A lot of them are doing philanthropy or charity.
They do so much stuff. I mean, whether it's from small things like picking up trash or beach cleanups and things like that to like massive, really cool, donations on a large scale. There's, just like any job. I mean, there's really, everyone here is so important from the people that work in restaurants to the teachers in town and the firefighters and police. But realtors is another really big profession here, and they do a really great job in, keeping Santa Barbara what it is.
Oh, fantastic. Nice. Yeah. So what would you like to see? What would you like to see Santa Barbara do more of when it comes to, you could say real estate or maybe public works or maybe,
Yeah. I mean, good question. That's massive, but I think just more common sense legislation.
Okay.
Make it right. Make it make sense.
I don't think people. I don't know what you mean. Like, what do you want? What would you address if you could kind of wave your magic wand? What would you?
There's two sides to everything, right? So I totally understand that there's two sides to every story, but some of the rent control things that they've gone after, some of the short-term rental legislation that they've gone after, and I understand again both sides of the story, but
sure,
a lot of the stuff just doesn't make sense. Like, make it make sense, make it easy for people to understand. The tenant laws here in town, and landlord tenant laws, they change so often that it's really hard for your mom and pop person that just wants to rent their home to stay on top of some of those things.
Gotcha.
So that's one of our jobs as agents is to, I don't just buy and sell. I am a resource for people that like, hey, I saw you. I had a question about this landlord tenant law or a question about short-term renting or even renting in general.
Right.
I think renting here, although, it's not like top of the list of what we do, it's secondary to what we do. And we deal a lot in the rentals. And so just properties in general, like is kind of what you should be talking to your agent about. Like that they should be able to help you through any of those things.
Okay, interesting. It feels like there's a deep well of issues there that we could probably delve into.
There's a lot, and it's a massive kind of hot button right now.
Sure.
But again, I just hope people. I think
common sense
with
solutions.
Smart things, people could come through some good common sense and just make it make sense.
Okay, no, that's great. So how about this? Our audience consists of a good number of like newer realtors who are getting into the game.
Cool.
How long have you been a realtor?
This is my 9th year.
9th year, great.
Coming in 2026, so 8 years total.
So almost a decade, right?
Yeah,
so
almost, man. It's crazy.
That's crazy, mate.
Yeah,
well, congrats.
Cool. Thanks,
that's
I appreciate
awesome.
it. Yeah.
And so what would you tell first-time realtors who are getting into the game, and there's all these expectations of what the lifestyle is or what they should do, but what would be your pieces of advice for them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is lead gen, meaning just don't get too in the weeds about your logo and, what you want it to look like, or like, these luxury, blah, 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 whatever the case is. Just do the dirty work, make the phone calls, talk to people in a good way, not in a badgering way. Like, just be a good person, lead gen.
Right. What does that look like on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I think, and I think to your point, like the great point is, that day-to-day basis is what I think gets a lot of agents in trouble because no one's looking after me about what I do today. So I could be at the beach all day and no one's going to say anything about it, right?
Exactly. So, it's all on you to drive yourself, right?
And so that freedom, just like you guys as entrepreneurs and the businesses that you run is
Yeah.
You got to be disciplined about it. And I think the day-to-day is really important. And those day-to-days can get away from you if you don't watch it, right? So
if it was your son doing it, or if it was your whatever, what would be your like routine? Would you tell him, hey, 2 hours a day, you're making phone calls, you're going down your list?
I think 2 hours a day is a really good number,
Okay.
to start and just, block that time. I think time blocking is super important for us. So I'm a big time blocker. My schedule has time block things, and that's to keep me on track and keep me from being, not focused on, because my phone rings or my email or whatever the case is. And so during that time block, I don't do those things, right?
Right.
And so
and you leave time to recharge too? Do you have
absolutely.
This is my Todd recharge time?
100%. You have to.
Because sometimes we don't do that, do we, Cyprian?
You got to have the downtime.
Yeah.
You can get overwhelmed as well, right?
Right.
So downtime super important, and I think time blocking that in is really good to do. So I'm a big time blocker. Before each year, I'll set my goals. I do my vision board. I do my my goals and I'll set like my theme for the year. I'll do my couple priorities on what I want to do, and then I do my things on how I'm going to get to those priorities. I think doing that is the coolest thing that I've done is I meet with my brother who's a business guy in San Diego. We meet kind of every quarter, every 6 months, and we kind of check up on each other. So have an accountability person is really big.
Okay.
So having that person that you can kind of keep track and keep tabs on you, and like also just brainstorm with you and have another thought. He's a chiropractor. I'm not a chiropractor, but I do business.
Right.
And he's not a realtor, but he does business. And I think that is really cool synergy when we get together, and nice because it's a brother, and obviously he loves you and wants the best for you.
Right.
But it could be a friend. It could be
someone to reflect.
Yeah, someone to reflect. It can be totally outside of your business, so don't feel like it has to be there.
Gotcha.
But I set my goals, do my vision board, and I time block my schedule in 2020. I'm doing it this weekend actually down in San Diego. For 2026.
Yeah.
So then when I come back in next year, I know my schedule. I know what I'm trying to reach. I know what I'm trying to do. And then you stay accountable to it. And I think that's really helpful. Obviously, it can pivot and change as you go. But
so if someone's like, hey, I want to become a realtor, and I'm just going to get my first couple of years in a brokerage, what would you tell them to expect? That maybe no one told you when you began, and you would love to have known, or stuff like that.
I really think being on a team when you first start is important. Either a team or have a mentor. I was a mentor for some new agents at when I was with Zia Group, and then I'd love to be a mentor and talking to them right now about being a mentor at Berkshire.
Sure.
And I think if you can find someone that's willing to give back to you and pour into you a little bit is really important. I like doing that. I think that's the coach in me.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I'm coaching girls now. I'm coaching agents. So I really enjoy doing that. But I think finding a good mentor, being disciplined in your time.
Right.
Don't get into the shiny objects, because as realtors, we have a lot of shiny objects.
What does that mean?
It's curious. Like, I'm going to try this new CRM, or I'm going to do this like fancy
some new software products.
Yeah, there's a million of them. I'm going to try these AI things and all this stuff right now. And they're cool and they're awesome. But like, if you're not doing the 2 hours lead gen every day, if you're not doing the door knocking, if you're not doing talking to clients and making the phone calls, then you shouldn't be doing any of those things.
Exactly.
So, but that's what I didn't learn at the beginning, and that's what I learned.
So you were kind of getting distracted by the shiny objects.
100%. I wanted to see my logo and a website. You don't need a logo and a website if you're not talking to anyone.
Now, what about the Porsche? What about a Porsche? What about buying a Porsche? The classic,
Absolutely, 100%. Do it when you made it. No, but
do it when you made it.
The business is tough because this business is aesthetic. Right. This business is like, the beautiful properties, beautiful people, beautiful cars, beautiful lifestyles.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do with that. But I think behind all that is a ton of work. And, people think like, I'm just going to get my license. There's very low barrier to entry in this field. Right. So it's like you take this easy test, you get a license.
Done.
Great. Cool. Now I get all this stuff. Yeah. And I think that's where people get kind of wrong is you got to work for that. And the people that are doing that in town, the people that have all those things, like they do an amazing job of being super disciplined, really working hard. They're in the office all the time. They're not taking it. They run it as a business,
Yeah.
And so, yes, they have those things, but like they are running it as a business. So
we were with Mauricio Umansky down at the agency, right? Just we're interviewing him for his friend.
Awesome.
And we walk in there and just hardcore on the phone doing business.
Yeah.
Nitty gritty stuff that people don't get to see.
No, I don't do enough of it. I wish I did more of it. I mean, that's right. So the success is up to you. And it's like, those people work really hard. So they're cool to watch. Very inspirational for me. There's tons of in Berkshire that are doing that level of business. And it's like, man, it's pretty wild. But then you look behind the scenes and it's like, they may have had a network that helps them. Yeah. But they're also really consistent and really disciplined.
So as an entrepreneur, I know that if you want your a bunch of free time and a bunch of like money right away and a bunch of like flashy things, entrepreneurship is not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It takes time to do.
Ton of hard work.
Yeah.
A lot of like extra work that no one will ever see or appreciate. Yeah. Basically, right?
Just like in any job, it's like the people that are doing well, I mean, they're working hard at it. Yeah. And yes, the result could be whatever they that successful person deems as what they like. Yeah. I like clothes and shoes or whatever the case is. This person might like cars or whatever, art or whatever it is. So you'll see those people flourish in those areas and they really enjoy that, and that's where they put their money. But like, it doesn't have to be those things, and but those people are really working hard to do that as well.
Awesome.
So it's cool. It's a fun. I love the time and the freedom that entrepreneurship gives you. Yes. And that's for me. Like I enjoy doing that. I can't imagine having a boss looking over my shoulder and do it. But some people just love to work, and when they get home from work, they don't have to worry about that. They clock their 9 to 5 and they're done, and they don't have that needs and desire to want to do that. And
so
that's
it's not
totally
for everybody.
fine too. Definitely not for everybody. Yeah.
Definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get paid for a couple months at the beginning of this year, and that's rough, man. So
hey, welcome to the club.
Yeah. But it comes around if you keep working. You just have to have confidence in yourself and be like, all right, this is going to be cool.
Persistence.
It's going to work out. Persistence.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice, mate. Well, is there anything else you want to add? I mean, this is a crazy industry that there's you've just transitioned to a new team. Yep. Is there anything you want to say about the market in general, or where you think things are headed, or anything to leave the audience with?
Yeah, no, I think in Santa Barbara we live in a pretty amazing area. We're in a little bit of a bubble and a vacuum versus some other areas that are affected really, a lot by different things politically or what's happening in the outside world. But I think, good things on the horizon for Santa Barbara. We've got awesome agents in town that do such a great job. The housing market it's not going to grow and get bigger. So we have kind of a limited demand. We have beautiful properties and, 75-degree weather in December. So I'm a positive person, so I might be too optimistic, but I see good things for a lot of good stuff in the future. So,
well, thanks, Todd. Really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon.